Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Lighting Your Sunshine, where we like to shine a light within and empower ourselves. So today we're gonna pull some angel cards. Oh, Michael came flying out with a big fat stack. He says, read this stack. All right, so there's conflict. 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords is just like not being able to, it's just so much fight and being done. No more conflict. Enough is enough. It's saying this situation doesn't serve you. Release your attachment to the outcome and consider taking a way more uplifting approach. So when I saw this, he's holding the hose and it's watering something. And then he told me that there's a Debbie Downer riding on your parade. And it's almost like an Eeyore vibe. I'm getting like a nitpicking Eeyore vibe of someone that no matter where you go, they just rain on your parade. And you know, you've seen those, maybe a couple of social media posts where it's like, you know, they just accepted for Eeyore. They didn't try to change him in those things. And I'm like, yes, that is great advice. But what I feel like in this advice is that this Eeyore energy tries to hurt you. And so that's why it's not okay in that situation. That's not serving you because that hurts and harms you. So the next card we have is 6 of Raphael, which would be 6 of Cups. So a little bit of distance and cold emotional, I just feel withholding love. The next one we have is Knight of Gabriel in reverse. And then we have the Empress in reverse. So let's just see what these messages are. Because the interesting that they all came out in reverse except the actual conflict card. So there is a little bit of sticky, I'm definitely getting a feminine energy from this. Right, with the Empress in reverse, that is someone who is, I'm like, ooh. So what my guide said is she's a witch. That's what I heard. And I don't say that lightly. I don't call myself that. I don't call people that. I don't really like that term. Only because in the past, it was a double-sided sword. Like you couldn't say the right thing, and it did come at a lot of loss for this world. So my guides, we've been kind of working through on that. But so to actually hear my guides come and say, she's a witch, I'm getting somebody who is the darker, manipulative, spell, typical witch I'm getting. So this situation ain't serving someone. Someone is not taking a good path. So let's just look at these again and let the message flow. Okay. I didn't get much other than just the specific details in some things. So this lady who is not the best ally on your team, I do get someone who is in secret competition and a bit jealous, and someone who also plays around with energy. And so this person, I do get back from childhood times, or at least a childish energy. And so there's with that embracing the inner child. It says new friends, reconciliation. So this is someone that you met long time ago. This secret competition. I'm seeing someone compete with someone, and it's almost like we'll see two little girls. So one little girl, she gets it easy, right? And it's because they're connected to source. They just let energy flow and things like that. And they just seem to have lucky break after lucky break. But it's because they follow their divine path. And then I see another one who is equal on a divine mission or path, but they're not focused on their path. In fact, they focus on the other person too much. And because they focus on them way too much, they haven't done their purpose. So by not doing their purpose, things halted, right? The abilities and that natural gift and the luckiness didn't quite seem to come to that person. So as they got older, right, the one girl I'm seeing, it still flowed. It was still effortless because they were still connected to their source and living their purpose to their life design. And so the next person I see as they get older, things get hard because now they're battling themselves because they had this divine path to follow, and instead they didn't listen to the guidance that they were called to do. And so now that things have twisted and stopped for them, I see that they go to the not quite divine connection path of source creating miracles through you, but rather now I'm seeing someone try to contain and manipulate the energies with the spell work. Hello, beautiful beauty. And so with that, it's saying like this does not help you. So Michael, this message is for both girls. So it's for the little girl who is just off on their own, following the path and the light. It's saying that this person, they chose a different path than you. And as much as you love them and you want to embrace them into your plans and your everything, they're saying you've drifted too much onto the paths that now it's parallel, that there's too much of a gap to bridge it back together. Unless they do some real serious soul searching and they undo a lot of their beliefs, those seeds have been planted and they have rooted so much that it's not for you to save them. We got to remember that. We just hold space, we hold light, we keep doing what we want to do, and we lead by example. And then the message for Archangel Michael for the other one is like, I keep seeing, I don't want to say like too much time has passed and it's not fixable, because I think everything is fixable. I think that as soon as you energetically, like, that's the thing about apology, is like you have to feel it so deep and like you have to get the lesson that it really was trying to teach you. And if you don't actually learn that lesson, it's just going to go over and over and over. And that's just a situation that doesn't serve you, because now you're trapped in a karmic loop or cycle. Anytime you try to contain, trap, manipulate things, it's going to backfire. And so for this message for the person going that path, just, you have free will. You can do whatever you want. But what Spirit's really saying is, the more and more you continue down this path, the more and more you'll reach blocks, and it will halt you, and you'll be making great progress, and then all of a sudden everything will derail. And it's because you're forcing a plan to go down a path that it's not meant to. And that's when we get caught up with things like, I'm hearing greed, I'm hearing money. If we dictate our plans and try to compare in things, right, you have a plan that is divinely guided for you. I see, as again, both little girls had divine paths. not the same. So this one can't copy this one. And this one needs to remember that this one's not on the same path. Like, you have to see it for how it is, and just be your light. Hold your light for that person, because I do see them struggling, and I see the one who is following their path, it tugs at their heartstring. But do you want it to choke you? No, right? You gotta keep growing. You have to keep blossoming. Is there anything else that we need? It's just to say that chapter is done, that the sun needs to set on it. They're saying that the sunset means something to someone, the final chapter. And so for the person who is trying to manipulate energies to go in their favor, right? Free will. Keep going down the path you want. Nothing's going to stop you, but it is going to be hard, and it's not going to be successful. And in the end, you're just going to burn yourself out. And like we said, a very negative karmic cycle. But there is time to release what is not for you to focus on anymore. There is time for you still to tap into your higher self and your calling. It will be uncomfortable because you've gone so far down that one path that to rewind it a bit. Just a warning. It's not too late. There really isn't. And, there was a divine path for you to choose. And we'd really like for you to still honor it and bring it forth. But we can't make you do anything you don't want to do. They're saying, please stop focusing on the other one, that now it's time for you to focus on you. And we would love to bring this path forward. It's not the same as the other person, and this will show up in such a way that only you will understand once you're standing on the other side. You'll help so many people who have flip-flopped on the light and dark line. But it really has to come from the heart, they say. That forgiveness, that prayer to your guides to help you out of that darkness, because that's what I'm getting, is if you just compared to someone else's light so much that you weren't fueling up your source, that your light, it's dark now. And we're not saying that you are dark, right? You just have looked into some darker energies, and the light and your guides, they don't judge, but they would really like to help you out of whatever karmic cycle this is of jealousy and comparing. Your purpose is so special to you, and we would love to help you get back on track. So this message is for someone. They say it's just not too late. It's not. And so Archangel Michael, he's the one that wants to come out. They're not even going to judge you for anything that you have done previously either. You will have to work through the energies, they say. We will have to shift and transmute it and deal with it. Sometimes you might be called to apologize to those who, you don't really want to face. But in facing those fears is where the enlightenment and the knowledge comes from. And they're there to help you through it. So there is this lifeline being thrown out to someone who I'm getting, it didn't start off that dark, but the more and more that you started learning about spell work, the more and more I'm just seeing a little bit of ego, right? I am in control, and we're not in control, because I'm getting that the thing that you're trying to control is so little to what your real destiny is. So why would you want to control something like that when you're meant for way more? And you will be forgiven. Just talk to your guides. I'm guessing this is spell work. And so for those who, maybe are just learning about some things when it comes to spell work and whatnot, I don't recommend trying to control energies outside of yourself. You can make wishes and you can manifest and you can do everything within you and bring it into the reading before this was all about bringing those manifestations and how it already exists in the 3D, and how by living and just being our light, we bring it here to the 3D. And so Spirit is saying that is the harder way. That is the higher road, they say. But it's worth it. It will always be worth taking the higher road. So we'll leave it there. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.